Good evening to the people of Deacon's Farm. Good evening, BLP family. Good evening to the good constituents wherever you are in the sound of my voice of St. Michael Northwest. I bring you greetings from St. Michael North. And I'm here to tell you that all is well in St. Michael North today. And I know that here in St. Michael Northwest, when I come and mingle with you, you will tell me that all is well in St. Michael Northwest also. I want to get down to business this evening. This is a serious election. We are in serious times. And as I traverse my constituency and wider Barbados, there are persons who continue to say, you guys got this. Man, you have this in the bag. Y'all don't have to worry. Everything's going to be all right. Even if I don't vote, when I can still win. Ladies and gentlemen, I come with a serious message to you this evening. We need you to cast your votes for the government that you want. If you want the Barbados Labour Party to continue to offer to you progress, if you want the Mia Motley-led administration of the Barbados Labour Party to continue to bring you vision and to realize those visions, if you want the Barbados Labour Party administration to continue to perform on your behalf, you need to go out in your numbers on the 11th of February and cast your vote here in St. Michael Northwest for Neil Rowe, and here all across Barbados for every Barbados Labour Party candidate in this upcoming general election. You cannot leave it up to serendipity. You cannot hope and wish for the best, because if you do that, ladies and gentlemen, on the 12th of February, you may wake up in a completely different Barbados. So this is a serious conversation that we need to have tonight as we come here to support and endorse a good man. Now, it is easy for me to speak about Neil Rowe and his stewardship in this constituency. It is actually a pleasure, because I have seen Neil from 2018 to 2026 give you his utmost best in service, in compassion, in responsiveness to your needs. Neil is one of these persons that does his work quietly. And when I think of persons like Neil and even myself, there's something that comes to mind. Style cannot be the same as intent. When I say that, what I mean is all of us have different styles and different approaches to how we do whatever we do in life, representation, our jobs on a daily basis, whatever it is. All of us have different styles and different approaches. But I can tell you that the intent of Neil, the intent of all of us as Barbados Labour Party candidates and MPs has been to give you the best of ourselves, to lift the constituents that we serve, to lift the nation of Barbados, to make it better. And that's why the motto of the Barbados Labour Party is making a better life for our people. That intent is common across all Barbados Labour Party candidates, without a doubt. The styles may be different, but the intent of our hearts, the desires and our dreams and our visions and aspirations are set on one thing, and that is to make this Barbados better for all. And I can assure you that that is the case with Neil Rowe. Neil has been an outstanding parliamentarian. And I think back on his times in Parliament, especially during our estimates debates. And you know what is the unfortunate thing in our country? It is unfortunate that not enough of our people pay attention to Parliament. Not enough of our people. Parliament is where your parliamentarian, your MP goes on a weekly basis and has the opportunity to contribute to debate. And sometimes even without speaking, to be able to put their mark and to put their X or to put their vote for policies that will make this country better. And I can remember many times, almost every single estimates debate, as you will know that our administration has introduced a new form of accountability in Parliament, where ministers of government and their entire ministries, their leadership, their senior leadership, are asked to come into the well of Parliament and to give sound and solid representation of how they have used your funds, my funds, taxpayers' dollars, and how they intend to use them in the next fiscal year. And this was a novel and visionary and progressive introduction to our parliamentary system by our Prime Minister, Mia Amor Motley, and this Barbados Labour Party. Because it allows us the opportunity to be able to ask questions of ministers and their teams as they come before us. And I know Neil Rowe, he relished in the opportunity year after year to be able to ask questions of ministers on the behalf of the good people of St. Michael Northwest. And he never missed an opportunity to ask questions. And I believe he's probably asked every single ministry that was represented in the well over these many years. I'm sure he has asked a question on your behalf, whether it is housing, to find out about the vesting of these units into your hands, whether it is about the rewiring for the electrical upgrades, whether it is about drainage issues and well issues across the constituency, whether it is about transportation-related issues. I have heard your member of parliament represent you time and time again because Nero has you at the center of his heart. So when we come here to endorse Neil Rowe, we're not endorsing him just because he's wearing a red shirt, but we're endorsing him because we've seen his heart. Neil has come to me as a minister, and I'm sure that every other minister will come and tell you the same thing. He has come making representation on the behalf of his people. Davidson, I need something done in this area. Davidson, I need something done in that area. Davidson, if there's a job here, can you get something for one of my people? He sent me CVs. He has done the work. He has represented you. So don't confuse style for intent. Just because he may not be the person who's out there making the most noise, it does not mean that he is not quietly carrying on a battle on your behalf. Style is not intent. I saw Neil just the other day do a contribution and a donation to one of the primary schools in this constituency of some sneakers. That is a man that cares not only about you as the adults of this constituency, the ones who are able to vote, but he also is investing in the next generation that's coming up, making sure that they have the best of gear so that they can function and do what they need to do. That is a representative that cares about you. So ladies and gentlemen, my encouragement to you is not to be fooled by pretty talk and empty promises. There's some other people out there who want to get your attention with a lot of pretty talk. Neil is not about pretty talk. He's about action and he's about work. He's about delivering on your behalf. So that is the member of parliament, and that is the candidate that I'm asking you to support on February the 11th. I also want to remind you that a vote for Neil Rowe is not just a vote for Neil Rowe. Neil Rowe is the candidate for the Barbados Labour Party in this constituency. But Neil Rowe stands as a member of one of the oldest and longest standing political institutions in the Western Hemisphere, this Barbados Labour Party that is about to celebrate 88 years of service to this beloved island, formed in 1938. He is not standing by himself. He is not a lone ranger like you're seeing on the other side, a bunch of lone rangers managing independent campaigns, separate and distinct from their national campaign, don't even want to have the leader on the same poster with them. That is not the kind of representative you want in St. Michael Northwest. You have a member of parliament that is a part of a strong and accomplished team. This is a proven team, a strong and dedicated team. So when you vote for Neil, you are voting for the Barbados Labour Party. You are voting for Mia Amor Motley to continue the good work of keeping our country steady and strong. So don't think for a minute that Neil stands by himself. Neil has 29 colleagues, and if you touch one, you touch all. So we standing with Neil. Neil is a strong representative, and he has the right heart. And I take heart over talk any day. I take heart over talk any day. Give me representatives that have people at their heart. So that's my man here in St. Michael Northwest. But when you get Neil, you get all of us. You get me, Amor Motley. You get Ryan Strawn. You get Marsha Cattle. You get Ian Gooden-Edgehill. You get all of us, a full package. And of course, you get Davidson Ishmael as well. I'm sure the people of St. Michael North are happy about that. Ladies and gentlemen, serious talk. This campaign is really a comparison between leadership. And in my mind, and I'm sure in your mind, I don't have to convince you, it is chalk and cheese. In our Prime Minister, Mayor Amor Motley, you have a global leader. Not just a national leader, not just a national treasure, you have a global leader. A person whose voice, when she speaks in the UN, when she speaks across COP, when she speaks across the globe, people stand up and they applaud because they know she's a woman of substance and class. And then, on the other side, you have Ralph Thorne. And that's all I can say about him, because it is chalk compared to the cheese of Mayor Motley. There's no substance there. You've seen him in Parliament, and you see his erratic behavior. You see his personality right before your eyes. Is that the kind of leader you want in charge of our country? Is that the kind of leader you want in charge of our country? So, ladies and gentlemen, on February 11th, we want to say, take charge, Mia, take charge. Chalk and cheese. I don't even waste my time talking about the Democrat-led Party on campaigns. Anybody who's followed me, I don't talk about the Democrat-led Party very much because they're not to talk about. If there was substance there, I would pick them apart on substance because I'm a substance man. But there's no substance there, so I can't even talk to them. All I can tell you is that they're no good for Barbados. You need to reject them at the polls. Come February 11th, vote for Barbados Labour Party, vote for Neil Rowe. What have we done for you as a government? What have we done for you? I'm going to spend a little time talking about health. In 7 years of this BLP administration, we have made significant progress. I have said it on a platform before. The Prime Minister, when we sat with her in estimates to discuss the needs of the Ministry of Health and Wellness, she has never once turned down a legitimate request for support in that ministry. If we asked for more jobs, she created them. In fact, just under 300 new posts were created at the QEH alone. That's nurses, consultants, all sorts of positions, strategic and special positions to allow the QEH to better function. When we asked for funding or we asked for equipment, she provided the funding for the equipment. Barbados now tonight has its very first linear accelerator because this administration recognized the need to be able to provide the specialists and the highest standard of care for those who are dealing with cancer. And the linear accelerator is now in Barbados providing the highest standard of care for those who are dealing with cancer. That is the Barbados Labour Party administration. We have a $400 million expansion that is coming its way to the QEH in the coming months. $400 million that would allow us to be able to expand the footprint of the QEH by 40%. That's additional services. That is enhanced and improved service delivery so that you are better served when you go to the QEH. We have $130 million approximately that has been earmarked and already approved from the Saudi Fund for Development to allow us to be able to upgrade all of our polyclinics. 7 polyclinics will be fully upgraded, and 2 of them will be fully rebuilt. That is the Barbados Labour Party. When it comes to our record on health, we are second to none. Second to none. More investment in healthcare has been made under this Barbados Liberal Party than any other administration before it. That is a government that cares about you. Just today, ladies and gentlemen, I joined the Prime Minister, Senior Minister, Mr. Jerome Walcott, officials from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and residents of St. Thomas, the outgoing parliamentary representative, Cynthia Ford, and the candidate for the Barbados Liberal Party, Gregory Nichols. And today we were able to reach a milestone in being able to bring community care back to communities, and the community in particular of Rowe Hall and St. Thomas in general. We opened the St. Thomas outpatient clinic, reopened the St. Thomas outpatient clinic just today. And this is part of our vision to bring community care back to where you are. So whilst we talk about the QEH and the significant work that's being done there to improve and to enhance the delivery of care, I must tell you that significant work is also being done in our primary health care system to allow us to be able to create community wellness centers. So ladies and gentlemen, in my last 2 minutes, what are we promising you going forward when it comes to health? We are seeking to establish a national rehabilitation center to allow for all things rehabilitation. When a person gets into an accident and they need rehabilitation, when a person suffers a stroke and they need rehabilitation, we need a one-stop shop, a place where persons can be rehabilitated. The National Rehabilitation Center is going to happen in this next term under this Barbados Liberal Party administration. We are seeking to remove duties on personal wearable devices. Many of you walk around like I do with a smartwatch that monitors your blood pressure. It monitors your heart rate. It monitors how you sleep and your sleep patterns. These are personal wearable monitors, health-related monitors. And this administration is committing to you that we're going to remove the duties from personal wearable medical devices so that you'll be able to better monitor your health. Ladies and gentlemen, the choice is clear. On February the 11th, the Barbados Liberal Party is asking you to put your confidence in us again, to continue to drive us as a nation towards prosperity and towards progress. We are asking you to reject the Democrat Liberal Party and their false promises, their disorganized campaign. They don't know their head from their tail. Support your Barbados Liberal Party candidate here in St. Michael Northwest. Vote for Rowe, vote for Rowe, vote for Rowe, vote for Rowe, and all across Barbados, vote for the Barbados Liberal Party candidates, and let us return Mia Amor Motley to be the Prime Minister of our country. Thank you, and God bless you.